I'm good. Not expecting a lane gank that could come out. And because he had already blown his flash from that early engage coming in from Zoom and Clid, made it that much more difficult. But I like that coming in from Clid. This is finally him putting that pressure on, though it's only the one kill and a little bit of damage. It's still enough to start slowing down the potential for this Jace to snowball.
Well, Rookie's still in that mid lane, got the visions on top of him, is going to go ahead and back off and clear those out. Got the blue buff, so not too worried so far. Other than that first kill, though, up in top lane, still a pretty normal early game we've seen so far in Season 8. Pretty calm, nobody wanting to take extreme risks and let a team get ahead really early. Logan just going to clear out some more there. Still waiting Pastly, he's going to be starting to scale up. Got that Sheen already completed, got the tier starting to stack, so going to be looking to become a scary thing to deal with on the side of IG when it comes into the later half of this cap.
And that's exactly what IG want to do. They want to make sure that Jackie Love can scale up, but I will say they do have a little bit of mismatching with their composition. Jace wanting to be much more of that snowball, the early game, trying to go for a lot of that pressure. Same with Karma mid. Usually you draft her because she has that flexibility of turning into a support if you need to, but she also is more meant to poke early out, trying to make it so that Yagao is going to have a difficult time on the Malzahar. But it's weird seeing that picked up with a Kog'Maw and a Tahm Kench, as well as a Sejuani who want to try to get to those team fights and be a little bit more deep into the game with their items. So it's I don't know how I'm feeling too much at this point from IG on their potential when it comes to this late game.
Well, Ning has made his way up and toward the top lane, has that sweeping, able to clear out any vision, knows he's not spotted here, and Zoom still unaware of this Sejuani just sitting in his lane. Some things are coming on out. Is actually just going to go ahead and finish off one of his items. Gets the Sheen completed, so still letting this one push on in. Ning deciding against it is going to get the knock up, but here comes that Sejuani from the brush. Call the Forge God is popped, but it's not going to be able to do anything as he gets knocked away, and the Shy will allow Ning to finish off the kill. Yagao has come across, maybe wants to try and fight here. Ning's going to miss the body slam, but the rest of the team starting to come on over. Flash forward from the Shy. Rookie coming around the corner, and that's going to be another kill going on over to Invictus as the Shy picks up the first of the game for himself. Balon now the next target in bot lane. Loken will pick up a kill. And just like this, Jackie Love able to trade back at least one on the Kog'Maw. But JD Gaming starting to make waves here, and they want to maybe consider slowing a bit down because Invictus Gaming were able to get something here up in top lane.
Honestly, Yagao shouldn't have completed that teleport. That play was over the moment Zoom died. Once you see him go down, you go, okay, I'm not going to be able to fight this. Instead, he goes for it, tries to go for the hero play, the 1v2. He gives up his own life as well. While meanwhile, the bot lane play coming in from JD, that was a nice answer. That's what you should be doing when you already know that you're going to be losing your top lane. Try to see if you can go for a play. Hell, if Yagao cancels his teleport, he can then roam bot, and they can try to see if they can get this tower a lot faster. Thankfully for them, they do, but they did lose the Clid in that fight, giving Jackie Love a free kill on this Kog'Maw. So, all across the board, it's an IG win.
And you know, they were waiting for this play for a while. It finally looked to pay off, and that's some much needed gold onto this Jace and the rest of the team to get themselves rolling. Fortunately for them, Loken did at least pick up a kill in bot lane.
And see, we're taking a look at that replay. It was a beautiful knockback coming in from the Shy to cancel out the Call of the Forge God. And this is where Yagao bit off way more than he could chew, thinking that he could go for the fight, where he's like, oh, they're two low health targets, but then Rookie, he doesn't respect his lane opponent having the potential to roam up there and gives over a free kill and then gives over the tower as well.
Well, JD Gaming going to look to try and take their second tower of the game as that Demolish going to run on through the Shy, just looking to clear out some of the waves. Going to take one more good wave to crash into that tower before it falls. You do see that priority looking to head on back. They're actually going to go for that lane swap after losing their tower down in bot lane. They want to try and get some more safety and at least prevent this game from speeding forward. Balon and the Shy still waiting around. Maybe the rest of the team is here. They might go for a fight. 4 members of Invictus waiting, but JD, they're able to answer with their own. Yagao is in the river looking to make his way up. Instead, looks like they're calling it off. Don't want to go for a dive, but you can see the play. They're itching to pull the trigger.
Well, it's because Rookie has teleport and Yagao burned his. Remember in that fight we just looked at, he's not going to have that. So the moment you see Yagao pathing down, there's no more call coming in from JD to go for this dive because IG can easily have Rookie join into the battle. He can teleport up and it will be a 4v5 mismatch instantaneously.
Well, Klid's gonna follow Ning over the wall as he charged forward. That's gonna be the stopwatch pop. Loken gonna use the True Shot Barrage to try and do as much as can. Tempered Fate is gonna at least prevent Klid from going down just yet, but he finds himself in the middle of so many players. And Invictus, they've been able to surround off JD Gaming. They have nowhere to run, and Shy is able to claim the snipe. A beautiful kill coming out from him. Rookie picks up Yagao on the side. A triple kill on the Jace for Invictus.
And this is where I just scratch my head looking at what JD did. Klid, why in the world did you follow up that shockwave? Not shockwave, the sonic wave. You don't need to go onto Ning. You know he's going right into his team, and he's pretty tanky at that. So following that up literally led to his death while JD scrambled to try to see if they can save him. And honestly, that play was all on Klid making that mistake, going overly aggressive, and whew, Jackie Love almost taking out Zoom.
Yeah, he's got that Rage Blade completed now, so he's going to be doing a decent chunk of damage if you fight him for too long, and that is the scary part about IG's comp, is this Kog'Maw, once he gets to that late point in the game where he's got a couple items on top of him, it's going to be really hard to really lock him down. You're going to have to try and get a Bard ultimate to single him out, but we get another look at this play in the jungle.
See, it's right there, Klid. He goes over the wall, he hit the Q thinking he had the damage, and this means that LV Mao has to burn his ult to try to keep him alive. They tried to get him to that magical journey, but he was cut off by IG, so they had to run away from their own base. When you have to run towards your enemy's base, you are pretty much dead. You're not even pretty much dead. You are, in fact, dead. So they got the pick on to Klid, finally finishing him off. Yagao was cut off by the Shy, and as well as Rookie. Rookie had a really nice snipe to be able to get the kill onto Klid. But all in all, it was just IG capitalizing on a pivotal, crucial mistake coming in from JD.
Yeah, when you're running to your opponent's base and you haven't taken any towers, usually there's a problem. And the Shy, his damage is starting to spike off here. He got the Ghost Blade completed for himself, and you saw that Bard going down to about a third of his health. Looks like Invictus, they understand that they have some strength here with the poke from this Jace if they're able to land it, but guess what? Tom Gench gonna devour up his Kog'Maw to keep him alive during the Call of the Forge God, and JD Gaming are just looking to try and clear out as much as they can, but guess what? Rift Herald was just secured by Invictus. They're gonna try and force this.
This is what I like seeing from Invictus, because I already questioned the composition coming in from them. They had a lot of early game damage. Oof, that was a mismatch right there with the Rift Heralds going for the charge. Oh, that hurt.
It feels bad. But the rest of the team are going to be feeling worse because Yagao has got nowhere to run. Devourer is popped there by Devlon to at least keep Jackie Love alive. 2 kills going on over to JD as they are falling. Invictus pick up the 2 kills there, and they're also going to pick up the tower in mid lane. And not looking too good here as they did not respect the possible dive coming on through, and that's the thing about this Sejuani. She isn't punished early, she gets some tanky items, lands the ultimate. That's really all she has to do for her team to succeed.
And not to mention, this is where I was trying to lead up, where I like to see what Invictus has done, because I was questioning the composition. They have a lot of early game with Jace and Karma, yet they are ahead. Look at the Shy. He's 5-1-2. He's got the Yomos. He's already working up on getting that Duskblade. He is chunking out all these squishy members coming in from JD. The only one who can even stand toe to him is Zoom, and he's not aiming for him. He wants to make sure that he's consistently poking down Bard, Ezreal, and Malzahar. That way, when Ning goes for these flanks, hits that crucial ultimate onto them, they can easily pick him off with Jackie Love doing the last bits of damage to them.
So IG now have themselves only a never mind, that's a 4,000 gold lead here. Yes. Now, they are up to 7 kills. They've only taken 1 extra tower with those advantages so far. It's been mainly just some gold on to the carries, and the Shy is kind of the big one at this point. He's gotten a bunch of kills on that Jace. He got the Duskblade completed. Those Qs are going to be doing a massive amount of damage to Loken, to the Bard, to the Malzahar if it's able to connect through the spell shield. So it's a little bit of a scary point right now because IG, what they could do is just keep on poking and then allow Jackie Love to keep farming. If Rookie, though, gets caught out like that, JD can find openings around the map.
This is JD's composition. It's a nice pick comp when you have both Malzahar and Lee Sin. If Lee Sin's able to get the good flank, get on and have that kick into the backline onto members such as Rookie or Jackie Lee, Love, it's going to make it really difficult for them to actually be able to have the poke, because that's what they need to do. They need to be proactive with Yagao and Klid, then get themselves these objectives, and this is what JD's win condition is going to be if they want to stay into this game.
Because it's so important right now in the meta. The 2v2 matchup, we might have to take a sec there. Loken just limping away with a couple bars of health, but Jackie Love might be caught out himself. Call the Forge God, gonna connect right out of stasis, and he gets taken on down. Yagao will be credited with the kill. Meanwhile, in bot lane, though, they were able to at least pick up one tower. Is IG gonna find anything else here? Is JD gonna look to keep on going? Looks like both teams gonna back off. It's gonna be a kill for the single tower in the other lane.
I'm not sure why Klid's backing here. There you go.
Oh, they're going for an engage. Ning just goes forward with the Sejuani, lands a Glacial Prison. Zoom ticking away down. He's got that shield, but not for much longer. The Shy will pick up one kill. The stun lands on through. That's going to be a double kill and almost finds Loken with the Shockwave.
And honestly, JD, they had a good call where they could have kept Klid, gotten themselves the tower, had they also backed off in mid, and then made the proactive call, but they were like, no, Klid, you need to back off. They were indecisive, and that's where IG, this superior team, this team we've seen time and time again be one of the dominating LPL region teams, make a really nice call saying, hey, Klid is not sure, he's back up top lane, let's go for this hard engage, punish them, and now they turn their attention onto this Baron.
Looking to take it down. True Shot Barrage was already used, and nobody can get in there to steal as Klid comes a little bit too late to the party. Rookie's back gets canceled. He's not going to be able to survive with the shield as Klid is just going to delete him. It's going to be a trade, 1-for-1. They at least get one of the Baron buffs down, but still a lot of work here for JD Gaming if they want to find their way back into this one.
See, this is where we have to ask ourselves if JD have the discipline to be able to punish some of the mistakes coming in from IG. That was nice from the Klid going for the... This is what I'm talking about. Look at the damage coming in from the Shy. Loken got massively chunked, and they knew they could go for this hard engage onto Zoom as he was already taken so low. And then the Shy flashing forward, getting a couple autos onto Yagao to finish him off. This is a nice play coming in from IG, all because they saw Klid not sure what he wanted to do topside. He went for the tower, he backed off, he went again for the tower, and the moment he showed himself that second time, having feigned the back again, they knew that they could win that fight. It was a 4v4, but they had already poked down the crucial members of JD so low that it was an easy fight for them.
And it's interesting to see because Rookie, we've seen him on these carries pretty much non-stop for the first week and a half in the LPL. Now onto a Karma, which is mainly looking to be a buffer for your team, going that Arden sensor to try and give Jackie Love more tools and advantages. And look at that damage, a flash forward though into multiple members. It won't be punished as the Call of the Forge God is not going to connect on top of him. The Devourer was popped to keep him safe. Gets out a dodge, but IG want to keep on going. Here comes the slam though from the shot. As he will take down Yagao. Loken gonna arcane shift away. Maybe a snipe gonna come on through, but Invictus now crack open the inhibitor and the rest of JD Gaming's base.
Yeah, with that inhibitor being down, this is so easy for them to try to go rotate bot lane. We already see top lane. There's a massive minion wave being started up by IG quite some time ago. So they go down bot side. They're going to be able to get this outer tower. And by the time the minions are crashing in the top side, they're going to be able to get the last outer tower there. So this is going to be a lot of gold in their pocket. So even if they don't end here, they can go back and they're going to be able to buy so many items. In fact, I want to take a little bit of attention to look at Rookie. He has gone for the old school Ardent Sensor build on to this Karma. He is full support mode, trying to make sure that they can buff up Jackie Love or even the Shy as much as humanly possible.
Well, the siege coming on through. True Shot Barrage is only going to be able to clear out the minions, but a 4-man Tempered Fate. What will they get out of this? Unfortunately, the stun does not connect. Devour is popped. Balon is able to save Jackie Love. That's the key member. Multiple ultimates used by JD Gaming. They don't have any form of engage for a couple more seconds. Zoom's going to have to call the Forge God, but they decide against it to just back off. They're able to save that inhibitor, but the rest of the team still looking to maybe find a fight. IG's looking to just keep pressing forward.
Look how low that tower is, and look at topside. This is exactly what I was saying. They have the minions crashing onto that into that tower. They know that they have the pressure because they're going to be able to get this tower, go back, buy the items, then rotate top and rinse and repeat. So they want to make sure they get a pick.
They're just gonna go straight on in. Call the Forge God, gonna lock it down. Jackie Love, he's gonna get devoured. Ning in the front line uses a stopwatch, but the Shy is able to just go ahead and delete the Bard, and now the rest of the team just gonna back off to their fountain. That's gonna be the second inhibitor of the game claimed here by IG at 24 minutes. They might be looking for the end. Huge minion wave in mid, and just like that, Yagao, he's gone down to no health. Jackie Love finishes him off with one last auto attack. The rest of the team, they're able to trade 1-for-1. Can Loken somehow keep the Nexus alive? I doubt it, as Invictus Gaming, in a very convincing fashion after a quick 24-minute game, are able to take game 1 over JD Gaming.
This, in fact, might be one of the quickest games we have seen this season thus far. What an outstanding play coming in from IG. Had they not finished off the base there, they could have easily done what I was saying, where they go back, buy some items, rotate top, rinse, and repeat. They would eventually, when this game was so far out of JD's control, from that moment, we saw Clid go for that Q into Ning. Literally, everything was falling apart from that moment.
And for JD Gaming, after a very solid start to the season, now in this series, go down in game 1. Got to question, what kind of mentality is the team going to have? They were, just taken down rather fast. I believe, like you mentioned, I think one of the fastest games so far in the season coming out from Invictus Gaming. You could just see that gold graph, and you could just see, JD Gaming, they had the damage, but the Shy was just able to carry.
Yeah, I could even probably do some research while we're in our break to see if that in fact was our quickest game, because man, that game flew by. We look at the damage charts, and if you see that power spike coming in around the 16-minute mark, that was right before the play came in, where we saw Clid go for that over-aggression, and then, because they already had the advantage, they got themselves that Rift Herald right after that, they went for that tower dive underneath, even just the tier 1 in mid, and everything escalated out of control for IG. Excellent play coming in from them. This is what we want to see from Invictus. This is the kind of caliber team that we have come to expect from them.
Well, we'll have to see. Game 2 just around the corner. Maybe JD Gaming can count that as just a warm-up and try and bring this series to Game 3. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, it's going to be Game 2 between IG and JD Gaming.
slept in days, sitting reminiscing on the ways we stay high in the clouds, promising that we won't come down. It feels so good, it feels so true. The only substance I need is you. It feels so nice, it feels so true. Taking every single drop of you. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected. Never will we be disconnected. Decisions need to be made. We're leaving all the choices up to fate. We've only just met, but we know there's something deeper, can't forget. It feels so good, it feels so true. The only substance I need is you. It feels so right, it feels so true. Taking in every single drop of you. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected. I know our hearts are protected. Never will we be disconnected.
My time is close to coming. Do I stand still or try to fight? Follow me into the sky, let's hold our breath till we die. I just wish it was for something. Follow me, we can take this city on. Follow me, this is what you're waiting for.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for Game 2 between JD Gaming and Invictus Gaming. I'm Alexander Opal-Archambault. Joining me is Mad Magical. And Magical, to start us off here in Game 2, what are some adjustments that we're expecting to see to come out from JD?
What we need to see from JD is, honestly, they need to play their composition properly. I don't think there was anything wrong from what they had drafted. They had the clear idea in mind, but they didn't utilize the Clid's early aggression properly, especially when you had the great push lanes coming in from both the Shy and Rookie. Made it so difficult for Clid to actually answer anything. So I want to see them start answering by having stronger mid and top lanes.
Well, coming out here, it's going to be the Zoe getting locked in for Rookie on Invictus, as that made it through the pick and ban phase, as they were on blue side to start things off, so priority onto the champion. JD Gaming responding, though, for Loken, gonna get that Kog'Maw that Jackie Love was on, and Clid's gonna be back on the Lee Sin.
But the one problem with taking that Kog'Maw is the Ezreal is still open, and the Lee Sin is great into Kog'Maw, but not necessarily that great into Ezreal, as long as the Ezreal being proactive with what he goes for, especially if you pick up this right side. While not necessarily the strongest in the meta, is really good at counteracting what Lee Sin wants to do, especially with those invades I was talking about, going for that early aggression into the jungle of Ning, or even going for some ganks. So this kind of counteracts what JD wanted to go for, because, like I said, there wasn't anything truly wrong with the composition. They just didn't play it properly, and it's going to be a lot more difficult now when you have Rek'Sai, who's an amazing duelist.
Well, the Jinx hover came on through, I got excited, but instead it's going to be the Varus getting locked in here for Jackie Love to end off the Invictus Gaming pick rotation. Now for JD Gaming, what do they want to try and pick up going into this next pick and ban phase? Are they going to look down, and they're going to lock down the mid laner? It's going to be the LeBlanc into the Zoe.
That's what I expected. I was like, expecting either the LeBlanc or Cassidy, something that does really well into Zoe, making it so that you don't have to worry about that being banned, because once you see the Zoe picked up, I mean, I was going to expect to see a lot of mid lane focus coming in from IG, had that not been the case, had they gone for something, say, like the Ornn, or maybe even try to go again for the Jason to the top lane. IG, they've pretty much been playing this chess maneuver against JD, who were trying to go for the exact same composition as before, but IG are like, we don't want to play that same composition while it worked for us. We're changing things up now and trying to make it so that we can play even more into the early game.
I like IG, though, and we mentioned with Rookie that this is his 7th champion unique being played. He's keeping that trend. Maybe we'll see something else the next game, but the Zoe going to be the first time seeing him in the LPL. I believe he played it twice in the Demacia Championship. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong at some other time. But JD Game, let's take a look at the bans now. Focus toward that top lane. It's going to be the Shen and the Jace getting banned away. IG, they say, hey, you know what? Let's try and get at this support pool, and let's open it up a bit. The Taric getting banned out.
But see, look at JD's bans and look how much top priority they've put. Camille, Gangplank, Shen, and Jace. They want to make it so the Shy has to play something more akin to the tanks, and that's where he truly struggles. So we're gonna have to see if he busts something out, maybe something crazy like the Fiora, or maybe even go for the Renekton, but can't do that blind, and that's why I like JD going for this Alistar, making it so that IG are gonna be forced into that position.
In response is going to be the Braum getting locked in, and the Shy this time around going to be on the Gnar. Going to have that Mega Gnar ultimate available at times to try and smash the team into a wall. We saw how impactful that could be yesterday. And now for JD Gaming, what do they want to try and round out the comp? A Vladimir would be interesting coming out from Zoom. We haven't seen Zoom on too many carries. He's been mainly just focused onto tanks, but that Vladimir has been kind of the flex pick that a lot of these top laners have been favoring when they go into something aggressive, and it looks like it's going to get locked in.
Yeah, it's a nice pick into Gnar, and I actually kind of like going for something really aggressive into the Shy's Gnar, because that's been one of the champions he's been alright on. He hasn't been too outshining on this. Usually it's much more of those carry styles that he tends to really thrive on, like the Camille's, the Gangplanks, even that Jace we just saw busted out by him. While usually when he tries to go for something a little bit more split pushy, even a little bit more on that tanky route, he's not doing quite as dominating of a performance. But here it's going to be even more impactful, because Zoom is going to try to make sure that he's playing very aggressive into the Shy, which probably also means that he's going to try to get the focus of Ning towards that top side of the map so that Yagao can get ahead into that mid lane.
I think for Loken this time around, he is often the damage carry for his team as far as ratio goes. I think he was sitting at something like 33 to 35% coming into this matchup. And the thing about this Kog'Maw is, if he's able to get the damage, that's great, but it's him surviving. If you look at this team, you got a Varus, you got a Zoe, you got a Rek'Sai that can dive on in. You only have one Alistar to try and peel back the rest of the team. It could be a bit difficult to keep him alive.
Exactly. This is going to be so hard for Loken, who's got a lot of the pressure put onto him. I would have much preferred they drafted a Tom Kench for him to really try to make sure that they keep him safe, but the Alistar is another thing that can also add a little bit of line of trying to go for engage, but honestly, it's the same thing for JD. Even though they have the Kog'Maw, they're going to look for early game pressure. They need to make sure that they're getting snowballs going for mid and for top, because if they don't get that, they're never going to get to the Kog'Maw to the state they need to in order to take this game to victory.
And for Invictus, too, I'm sounding like I really like this comp, because I do. I love Rek'Sai, I love seeing Zoe. This 2v2 is looking for those picks when it comes into roaming around the map together, and if they do spot out Clid on this Lee Sin, I feel like it's going to be so important for that early game vision to be necessary for the teams to put that one down. Looks like our little stream stalled out there. It's been waiting. Yeah, you know, it's... We're getting doxed, guys, but it looks like we're gonna load on into the game very shortly. There we go.
We got it. We're getting into the game. I'm excited to see this coming down.
So you got that. Very fast zoom in. They get wacky with the camera movements over here in the LPL. They like doing the wobbly cam. They like going the super zoom in at once, trying to make you a little bit motion chip. They're making you uneasy because, you know, a lot of people are going to expect this game to go over into Invictus, but, you know, JD Gaming, they were able to perform very well during the Demacia Championship. We don't want to underplay how important that is for their showing, and there is a chance for them to get back into this series and force a Game 3.
Well, it's going to be on how well they play this aggressive style. That's something we wanted to see from them in Game 1, and it was seen a little bit, but not enough. You need to always have the pedal to the metal if you're trying to play with a Lee Sin, especially if you're trying to make sure that you're getting someone like Yagao ahead. This LeBlanc needs to start being really aggressive into the rookie. Even Zoom wants to try to see if he can get an early kill into the Shy. Having the Unsealed Spellbook with the Ignite, you know they want to make sure that they can get that first blood onto the Shy.
I can see that fan vote. Invictus still the fan favorites, it seems. Actually, I think that percent has gone down a little bit. Maybe JD Gaming, a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what, the Game 2 comeback. It's possible. We could see them making their way back into this one. It wouldn't be out of the question. JD Gaming, they are ones to be known to keep a series alive for a long period of time. And also long games. They were the winners of the 65-minute game over at the Demacia Championship against Team WE. They don't really have a comp to try and stall out if they do fall behind like they did last time. So I feel like it's super important for these junglers to try and be aggressive early, especially this 2v2 matchup is, I feel like that's the only opportunity for JD Gaming to really get a lead early on.
That's going to be a problem because there is still a lot of potential for 2v2 coming out of both Rookie and Ning. Zoe and Rek'Sai are pretty powerful. Even in the early game, Zoe's not the strongest, but she still has quite a good amount of DPS if she's able to land one of those sleepy bubble troubles. Look at this, both the junglers going for the invades onto the other.
Well, Clid's going to pop over the explosive cone. He's going to get in behind Jackie Love and Baolon, and Liv Mao is going to flash right on top of Jackie. Clid coming in from behind. Jackie still has his flash, is going to pop it, but a nice dodge, and Baolon, he eats up the Lee Sin Q, keeping his ADC alive.
Baolon, what an MVP performance, literally just out of this early game, making sure to always position himself right between Clid and Jackie Love. Even when the flashes came in, he understood what was going to come down from Clid. Had Clid landed that Q, that was a death coming in for Jackie Love. Sure, a lot of summoners were popped, but same for the opposite side. They got, look at that, the flash out of both Loken and out of LV Mao. They even got the Ignite out of him. They got the flash out of Clid as well. So even though it looked like it was going horrible for IG, it actually turns out that it's a little bit beneficial for them.
Well, Rookie just going to paddle star some of those minions away. You do have Ning on the side, but we'll get another look at what exactly happened here in bot lane.
I'm kind of sad that we don't get to see how this play started. It actually starts by a little bit of a misplay coming in for LV Meow, where he doesn't actually properly channel up the WQ. So that whole play that came in later that we were talking about from Bialon with a great flash in between the Q coming in from Lee Sin was honestly started off because LV Meow misstepped with his abilities, not getting the full combo onto Jackie Love. Had that happened, that would have actually been the death, and then Bialon being a hero afterwards.
You can see Jackie loving them being quite safe this time around. Don't want to be pushing too far ahead, as it seems Clid was actually waiting by the tower in case Jackie Love kept going forward. See JD Gaming, they really want to try and find an advantage here, but they're starting to lose out in some of their other lanes. CS values starting to go in favor of IG because they're sitting at about a 600 gold lead just based off the minions.
Well, I do like that aggression coming in from Clid. It needs to be channeled properly, like you mentioned, making sure to help up these other lanes, especially top lane. Look, you draft the Vladimir into Gnar because you want to be aggressive onto him. Well, you need Clid up on the side, which is why I like seeing him on to these Scrugs, but he's going to be spotted out by that ward unless he has some really creative pathing going for this gank.
Siding against it, just going to go ahead and clear out his Krugs and just keep on farming, getting himself a little bit more and more. We haven't seen a whole lot of Ning either on the Rek'Sai. He is slowly hitting on toward that level 6, but usually Rek'Sai you can actually gank pretty early with that tunnel. So instead, taking the more farm approach, just wants to get a little bit more extra damage so that when they do go for a gank, they're going to be able to finish off these kills.
Well, honestly, I feel like the Rek'Sai pick was more of an answer towards Lee Sin saying you're not going to be allowed to go for any sort of early invades because you can't duel this Rek'Sai that early. Ooh, the rookie.
Yeah, this is the thing about this matchup between the Zoe and the LeBlanc. If Zoe does not land, and actually going very aggressive there, really understanding the cooldowns, Rookie does also have the exhaust, so if he wanted to, he could go for that fight. Opting against it. Yagao actually went for the electrocute, and also having the teleport is looking to try and answer some of these ganks later on, or these team fights, and acting more of a split pusher, if anything. And it's not going to be getting the solo kills as you would expect.
Oh, look at this in top lane.
Yeah, it's the Shy going pretty aggressive here. That's going to be a pull, though, out from Zoom, and he will be perfectly fine there. I think Shy's just looking to clear out the wave and hit on back.
Yeah, I actually almost expected Zoom to go really aggressive the moment he saw him go for that aggression. He had the Hemo Plague onto him. He would have had a lot of extra damage. Probably could have actually bursted him down more than he'd expect. But maybe just thinking that Ning was topside, maybe rotating on his way there. But either way, was a little bit more passive. But still...
Oh, flash forward. Gonna go onto Jackie Love. They're able to connect onto the sun. Here comes Clid coming around. Doesn't have that level 6 just yet. Gonna be a TP coming out from the Shy. He doesn't have that Mega Gnar available. He's just gonna get punted on back into Yagao. Here comes Ning, though, with Rookie on the Zoe. IG looking to try and turn this fight. Gonna flash on in. Not gonna find any knockups. Left Mao goes down super low. First blood going in favor of Invictus Gaming. Clid gonna slowly start to walk away. Rookie goes underneath tower. He's got the Zonias from the Spell Thief. He's got a stopwatch to reset the aggro. He's gonna flash out and stay alive. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I hate stopwatch meta.
That was so weird looking. I thought that was the stopwatch he used, not realizing that it was his W to get the reset into the stopwatch. But honestly, great play coming in from IG, reading that play. And it's, again, Bialon with the position, though. Here comes the teleport to answer.
That's going to be Zoom with the Vladimir. Jackie Love, he has nowhere to run, and he doesn't have an ultimate to try and disengage. Loken will pick up the kill on Bialon, and Yagao, he flashes on forward. Jackie Love got to somehow survive. It's not going to happen, though. Yagao picks up his second kill of the game.
That's just IG being greedy. They should have been backing off knowing that they had low health bars. They didn't know the placement of Zoom. He never joined into the fight. That was a 4v5 the entire time. So you gotta imagine Vladimir is gonna try to join in if you're really low, and seeing how far up they were. Now let's look at this play. It starts off with the channel, the Hex Tech flash coming in from LV Meow. And because Bialon, again, beautiful positioning, always making sure that they can't jump onto Jackie Love. That gives enough time for the Shy to get in behind. They think that they have to focus on him, but then Rookie and Ning coming in around the side. And even though it looked like it was a good knockup coming in from LV Meow, it wasn't enough because he wasn't able to get to his tower and isn't tanky enough at this point. This is where the dive gets really absurd from Rookie. Flashes forward, has the Zonias, he picks up from a minion. Zonias, then stopwatch instantly after that. That was absurd.
It's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy. You say, hey, you know, how long can I survive underneath the tower without taking any aggro? He did have to use his flash, but as you can see, it's already halfway through the cooldown because of that spellbook rune. So the extra cooldown reduction, Rookie's going to be happy playing like that. Yagao's going to try and look for the chain, but Rookie, he's got to be careful here. Luckily for him, he does have a TP to get back in the lane, so he won't be losing out too much. But this LeBlanc pick has been working very well into the Zoe.
I almost expected to see Yagao try to be really aggressive and make it so that Rookie couldn't go back. That way Clid could try to go for a wraparound. That could have been a play, possibly, but maybe he was just afraid of the damage coming in from Ning and didn't want to get bounced around. But still, it's nice to be able to get the Zoe to go back. She, even though has that Summoner Spellbook, doesn't have teleport to get back into the lane. So this gives a lot of priority, and we're going to have to see how they start positioning around this bottom side of the map. This is where it's going to be a little bit more crucial coming in for JD, if they're able to start getting these plays from Yagao and then actually rotating, like you said, with that 2v2 force that is Lee Sin and LeBlanc.
You can see Yagao, he understands he's powerful in this matchup, even going for that very just greedy play, it seems, just going directly at Rookie, not even caring about the Sleepy Trouble bubble, it seems, as he's also regenerating back all his mana because of that blue buff. So he'll be sitting quite comfortably. He'll have that clone coming from the side, looking to scout out some members. Rookie will pick up a blue buff of his own, though, so maybe he can go ahead and try and catch out Yagao with some of these bubbles coming on through.
But he is a level down from this LeBlanc, who also has the Dark Seal with 5 stacks onto it. So Yagao is going to probably go extremely aggressive consistently, and look at Clid with his position. He wants to make—
oh, he's gonna kick the Zoe all the way on back. Rookie has no chance to react. That's gonna be the kill going on over to the Lee Sin, and that's the kind of plays you wanted to see. Still only 11 minutes in the match, JD game, and they're looking to strike on back and slowly just take control of this game. Liv Mao might be looking for a dive himself. Jackie Love gonna get knocked up and just bounced all over the place. He has no way of getting out of there. The Fisher just gonna add more damage, and Yagao comes across to just pick up the kill as they're retreating. And JD Gaming, they've kind of woken up. They said, hey, you know what, guys? We're kind of powerful right now. Let's try and make some plays.
Exactly, that early damage that they have, the aggression that you want to see coming in from this type of composition, especially with the powerhouse that is that roam capability with Lee Sin and LeBlanc. This is what you want to see coming in from JD, but now it's going to be a matter of whether or not they can keep this pressure going up. They've won bot side. They need to rotate Loken and LV Meow up to the top side of the map and do that once again, making it so that they either pick out the Shy, or if Jackie Love and Vialon try to answer it, they get them as well.
Well, the Water Drake going to be started up here for JD Gaming. Loken and Clid just going to take that down. Ning might be going for a steal, but decides against it. Actually was on cooldown, so he didn't really have an opportunity to. Water Drake going to go on over to JD. Infernal going to be the next one to spawn up here. Still a Rift Herald to be taken, and man, it feels like we're a little bit later into the game, but we're only still 12 minutes into this one, but we're seeing a lot of map play now coming out from the teams.
This is exactly what you need to see coming in from JD. If they don't do this, they will lose the game. They don't have that type of composition that can actually answer a nice 5v5 evenly. It's a lot of engage that can come in from Vialon and the Shy, even from Rookie and Ning, as well as the peel if they need it for Jackie Love. While JD need to always be on the lookout for a kill, but this could be bad.
That's what you need to find. One Sleepy Trouble Bubble followed up by a Rek'Sai. That's going to be an easy kill onto Yagao, and now he's going to be playing a little bit more safe. He was able to dodge out those bubbles out early, but all it takes is one, and if Ning is just around the corner, that's going to be a guaranteed kill.
And Zoom burned his teleport for literally no reason. The pick was already there onto Yagao. You weren't going to scare away IG from that pick. You don't want to burn that. You need to use it so that when Yagao comes up, you can make that cross-map play. But now, this has actually put JD in a really troubling spot, because that's a long cooldown that has been lost by Vladimir, who's going to be stuck in the side lane against the Shy.
Are they going to go for a play over here? Clid does have the ward to keep him safe, picks up the red buff and gets out of there. IG, they got a couple members. Also, their bot lane has rotated up toward this top side. Just going to look to try and take a tower back for themselves. The Alistar roaming up. He also have Loken in tow. Clid just around the corner, looking to just defend this tower. Multiple pings. They're looking for it. That's going to be a teleport. IG, they say, hey, you know what? You want to try and defend this? We're going to go for the dive, perhaps. They force the teleport out of Yagao, but here comes the Gnar into the ultimate, slams them against the wall, wants to keep on going, but no members have fallen. Lev Mao underneath the tower is tanking everybody's damage, and they pick up one kill. IG, the dive has gone array, and now Loken is looking to keep on punishing them. Gets Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but Rookie, he's running for his life, not caring that he landed that one. Multiple kills now going on over to JD Gaming, and no one goes down. Meanwhile, Invictus, they lose 3 members.
They lose 3 members. Sure, the tower is picked up by IG, but it's answered, well, not answered by Zoom. Zoom is getting a nice push in the bot lane. So even though this looked like it should have been IG, it was a 5v4 in their favor. Everything went haywire, even with a great engage coming in from the Shy, trying to go for that nice 3-man Gnar ultimate. Good use of the stopwatch coming in from Loken in order to predict that, but still, it looked like it should have gone great for them had they used that, then peeled off. They took so much damage from the tower. Ning fell before it even fell, so we gotta take a look. Shy, he has the right idea in mind with the fissure. They get the knock-up consistently onto Yagao, but they never finish him off. Stopwatch from Ning. I don't know why he would use that in that situation when he puts himself right next to Clit, whose full health can easily burst him down. Tower still up, and this is Loken popping off on this Kog'Maw. The DPS that can come in from him is absolutely absurd and can be followed up so nicely by both Clit and Yagao that it makes it so that, honestly, IG, even though it looked like it could have been a nice call, they were too ambitious and too greedy with the play.
So looking for that dive, he gets turned around on them. They did pick up the tower in the end, so that's their consolation prize. But still, sitting about 3,000 gold behind JD Gaming in Game 2. Loken has now also finished his QSS on top of that Rage Blade, so has some safety. And the DPS from this Kog'Maw is going to be starting to keep on climbing and climbing. If you're not able to lock him down like we saw in that fight, he stays on the outskirt, but then flashes on in when he wants to start getting some more kills. It's going to be quite hard for Invictus to deal with. Ning going to sit around the corner. He's right on top of a ward, though, so he's trying to be sneaky. That's the one thing I'll give here. JD Gaming, sure, they don't have a lot of vision in toward the bot side of the map, but they have it where it counts, and they keep catching out Ning trying to make plays.
Which is nice, and you need to make sure that you're always pinpointing this Rek'Sai, but at the same time, it's more of a fact of the matter where JD need to make sure that they're consistently the ones making the calls. They're the ones pulling the trigger, because when IG are the ones doing it, sure, there could be that misplay that they had right there when they went for the tower dive, but honestly, if it keeps happening where it's IG making the calls, it's only going to put JD in a troubling spot, because they need to make sure that both Clit and Yagao are the aggressors in the fights.
It's pretty calm. So the rest of the map going to take a little bit of a lull here. Everybody's going to restructure themselves, go on back, get some items completed. You got the Gunblade on Yagao, so the burst's going to be starting to come on through. Rookie only got the Morellos. Be looking to just spam out the Paddle Star and the Bubble to try and catch out any members, and that's kind of IG's game plan, it seems, for the moment. Trying to see if anybody from JD Gaming kind of oversteps their bounds or gets caught out in the jungle by a ward and then they get collapsed on. Maybe they can find an answer around the map. The Shy is even forced back by 2 members. You have Zoom right there, so he's got to be careful. He can't even contest this, and really it feels like JD Gaming kind of have a little bit more control of the game.
Exactly, and they need to make sure that they're always maintaining this. They even have the possibility of going for a 1-3-1 composition with the split push if they ever so choose, because they can keep Zoom in the side lane. Now that he has his teleport back up, they can put Yagao into the top side of the map and make it so that he can push in and easily rotate. He has really good mobility on this little block. But honestly, if IG are playing this one wisely, they're going to always make sure that they're punishing someone such as Zoom or Yagao, making it so that they either get them or maybe even jump onto Loken. You mentioned before, there's very little in the ways of actually peeling for this Kog'Maw, so if you don't have Zoom and Yagao in the area, you can pick them off and kill them easily.
That's not what Invictus wanted to give on over. That's the first Infernal Drake of the game going over onto Loken with that Kog'Maw, so his damage is only just going to keep on getting higher and higher, and it's going to be another Infernal. The Shy finally throws a boomerang over that wall, and he says, hey, you know what, I've been seeing you for the last like 20 seconds here, but you might just want to back off.
He shouldn't have done that. He should have kept LV Meow there the whole time and tried to see if he can make a play there, but whew, Zoom taken very low in that fight.
He's able to get some damage on down to him. If you don't respect the Gnar, you can get chunked out pretty good. Even use that Hemo Plague to, again, get some health back. So that ultimate's going to be down just for a short amount of time. Jackie, Love, and Babylon might decide to roam on over, but instead they just want to keep on pushing this lane. Really, you can see Invictus, they want to try and get this mid lane tower so they can answer for the one in one of the separate lanes and actually gain control somewhere on the map.
See, that's going to be a problem for JD, though, is the game has kind of slowed down a little bit, so they need to make sure that they're starting to look for a possible pick on to Jackie Love and Rookie when they're pushing pretty far forward. We even saw Rookie really far earlier, but he wasn't punished, even though he was going onto the tier 2 in the top side of the map.
Oh my! Shy in the mini Gnar form can do plenty of damage. The Mega Gnar ultimate doesn't connect, but the Wallop will, and Jackie Love sitting on the side. They actually let him get away with that one. Zoom is able to survive. Rookie is going to get connected there by the Lee Sin Q, isn't going to follow on through. The Shy is now back down into his mini form. Zoom has CP. He can get back in one of these fights. Gao is still roaming on the side. Lev Mao gets knocked up. There is still no TP coming on down, but here comes Loken on the Kog'Maw. He's trying to come on through. You do see Zoom toward the bottom side of the jungle, and IG, they want to keep on going. Rookie's going to get the flash out, at least, but in the end, no one falls, only the Alistar getting taken down by Invictus.
And that's horrible for JD. Zoom, I don't know where he was teleported. He teleported so far away that
he had wards, like...
Exactly. That's why I'm questioning he could have joined in with the team. He was looking for the flank, but that's where IG made the really smart call. They're like, well, we know Zoom's back. He has to teleport into this, and we don't see him teleporting to any wards that we have in vision. They have plenty of vision around the map, but they might be getting themselves caught out.
Well, Jackie Love, you gotta be careful there, bud, as he gets taken on down to about 500 health. Just a couple auto attacks from that Kog'Maw once the Rage Blade is completed and rolling. Just does an extraordinary amount of damage per hit, and he's also going to get a little bit harder to kill. Has that Ninja Tabbies on top of the QSS now completed, so going to be taking some reduced damage from Jackie. The rest of the team looking to siege on toward this tower. JD Gaming, they decide, hey, you know what? You've been pushing this lane for so long. We're just going to go ahead and take it and now gain full control over the midsection of the map as every second-tier tower has fallen. First-tier tower.
Yes, exactly, but the mid one always is the most important because of the control of the jungle you can gain from it. Sure, it was answered by the Shy and the bot side of the map being able to get a little bit of gold back for the team, so we don't see too much of a hemorrhage coming in for Invictus, but it still means that they lose a lot of priority when it comes to the Baron possibility, where JD might want to bait them in. In fact, they don't even might want to bait them, they need to bait in Invictus so they can continue to get these picks and be the proactive team that they need to be in these fights.
Well, that's the kind of picks you need to find there. Able to get the Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto Gao. Did pop his clone, though, so he's able to safely take the Paddle Star hit away from Rookie. Those are the kind of picks they're looking for, but they need to fully commit onto them and finally get catches. Still, though, it feels like IG are a little bit farther behind than they actually are. They are only sitting about 3,000 gold behind JD Gaming. It's just been a couple misplays that just haven't gone in their favor. And that's just what's enabling JD Gaming to keep the lead that they have. Loken going to steal away the red buff for himself. Dragon's going to be spawning here in about 2 minutes, so Invictus going to have to decide where they want to put priority, on this Baron or on that second Infernal Drake. Both can actually be pretty necessary for JD Gaming if they want to try and close this out.
See, the reason for me it feels that JD's so far ahead is because they have to be the team that wants to look for a lot of aggression, so they feel confident. They look confident because they have to. If they look like they're having any sort of hesitations, IG are going to abuse that. They're going to look for that pick onto Loken. Sure, he has the QSS, but if this Cog was never able to get the scaling up factor that he needs to with the Ginsu's Rage Blade, he's pretty much useless. He doesn't have the DPS that he needs to, especially when you compare that to something like Rookie on this Zoe, who's going to be able to obliterate him if he ever lands a Sleepy Bubble Trouble onto that Cogma.
Zoom going to clear out the Gromp. Ning goes ahead and just takes out the pink ward, the control ward in the river. There's the team looking to rotate on over. It's just kind of this stalled out game, it seems, from both. Each team looking for someone to make a mistake, try and get a little greedy with the vision, maybe try and get something too far forward. Yagao's just going to sit on the side lane here for pretty much the rest of the game and just wait for a teleport call to come on in, and then he'll be able to clean up one of these team fights. It feels like Invictus, they got to figure out something here shortly, or else JD Gaming are just going to slowly keep crawling on ahead.
I don't even know if that's the case so much. I think it's more detrimental towards JD that the game's slowly creeping on forward, because they're going to start falling off a little bit when it comes to both the Zuma and Clid. Well, if you look at over at IG, Zoe's always going to be scary. Varus is pretty scary as well. He's got a lot of that late game damage that they need. They even have a good front line in Bialon, but they could get the pick.
They get the pick on Rookie, it might not matter. He's going to force the flash away, but Ning is able to intercept the Q from Clid, and there comes the chain of corruption from Jackie Love. He will pick himself up a kill, looking to kite away from the Alistar, and just like that, Invictus Gaming, they find 3 members of JD Gaming in their jungle.
This is kind of what I was talking about. JD's starting to fall off. I thought they had the pick potential that they needed. They jump onto Rookie, but they didn't even burst him down. And this is not a tanky member, mind you. He is just a Zoe. Not that much mobility, but the fact that you couldn't kill him instantly because you didn't have both Logan and Yagao in the area. You only had Zoom and LV Meow. It makes it so devastating to see that, and this is going to put IG right into the driver's seat as they want to see if they can bait in a fight.
Well, Loken, he might try and go aggressive here onto the Shy. He can't do a whole lot. Yagao is on the side of this Baron. He just jumps on in. He's trying to assassinate Ning, but it just won't come on through, as the bite with the smite will secure the Baron, and IG, they take the lead.
They take the lead, they take the Baron, and this is going to be where you gotta see if JD are gonna be able to make the great call. And this is that pick I'm talking about. It's just Zoom and LV Meow. Clid tries to get in, the great flash coming in, but he didn't level that up with the Q, because if he had timed that right, he would have been right onto him. But Ning, with an amazing play, making sure to absorb the Q so Lee Sin couldn't fall up onto and then Zoom is out to dry because he had already used the Hemo Plague onto only one member of IG. Not going to get the full heal you need, so he's actually nowhere near the tankiness that he needs to be when you normally have a Vladimir. Even though he goes for that AP route, you expect him to be able to get all this health back, but sadly when you use the Hemo Plague onto one member, it's going to do next to nothing.
If you enjoy one-shots, yeah, you might as well just play Zoe there, because you got to see Rookie just obliterate Zoom on the Vladimir once he got caught out. Yagao on the side, just clearing out some wards. Has to be a little bit careful. The bubble from Rookie not going to find its mark, but is going to zone away the team. They do have the Shy in this bot lane, just looking to push out toward this tower with the Baron buff. Rest of the members kind of cradling this mid lane. They want to maybe go for a dive if any members decide to stay and try and defend this tower. It looks like JD Gaming, they respect this and are just going to give it up.
Well, it's also, there's a massive minion wave being built up topside. IG were playing this one perfectly. They knew that Yagao was going to have to answer it lest they lose that tier 2 in the top side, so they go for mid. If they get that one, and look how much damage they got onto that tier 2 as well. So JD, they might be baited into a position they have to fight.
Well, Lift Mao, he actually already used his ultimate to cleanse away the bubble from Zoe, so they won't have that Alistar to tank up the rest of the team, even pop the Ghost. Might have to use a teleport or something, a flash. He doesn't want to trade that out, and because of just that one quick catch from the bubble, it's going to allow them to take this second tier tower. The Shy starting to get that full Narbar available to him. You see Loken trying to clear out as many members as possible, but IG, they want to keep pressuring on forward. The tower didn't take a whole lot of damage, but they got another minion wave coming in about 20 seconds.
As well as bot lane, they're already pinging it because they know they have it built up, so they'll be able to clear out this outer, making it so that it's going to be much more difficult for JD. And look at how the gold has swung. It was 3,000 for JD just a couple minutes ago. Now it's about to swing for 3,000 in front of IG. But JD, they might be baited into having to go for a fight really soon, or they will continue to fall behind.
That's confidence there from Yao Gao. He just ran directly straight at Jackie Love trying to get the kill. It's going to be a flash forward coming out from Left Mao, but he will get taken out. The slam into the wall is going to find Loken from the Gnar, but Zoom on the side takes out Rookie. He does get Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Ning will pick up the kill underneath the tower. JD Gaming is going back and forth. 2 members from Invictus fall, but JD Gaming, they have to give up the tower as they lose more.
Because even though the carries are still alive, Yagao and Loken are still up, they lost LV Mao so quickly. He just got his Unbreakable Will up, by the way, from that fight that we saw well before, where you mentioned he had to use it as a cleanse. so they didn't have the tanky Alistar that they would have liked to engage the fight. Well, it looked like it was a great pick. We even get to see it. He thinks that he has this on to both Jackie Love and Valon, but look who can follow up. Literally nobody goes in, so he's dead before the fight starts. Sure, it was a good flank, making sure to get rid of Rookie, but he did his job. He was able to get a nice pick and allow Ning to go deep on to Clid, while the rest of his team is going to be able to pick up the members such as Zoom, go for the tower, get the gold, and keep the lead that IG want in this mid game going.
Jackie Love gonna clear out the Raptors. Loken gonna pick up his red buff. 29 minutes. Invictus have seemed to turned the tide of this game, but now comes the question, are they going to be able to keep it up? Are they going to be able to find out more members of JD Gaming and keep this siege going? They picked up their 5th tower of the game just recently, got about a 3,000 gold lead. It just becomes, can you actually look to close this out? Because the other scary thing you got to think about is this Kog'Maw still. He's starting to get more items, has the Bork completed, has the Wit's End. He's going to be shredding apart whoever steps forward from IG, and that's where they have to catch out this Kog'Maw.
Well, they have to catch out the Kog'Maw, but or they could just zone him. We saw in both the last 2 fights that Loken was in no way able to do any damage onto anyone that mattered. Even Biaolon, who was in the front line able to absorb anything, was only tickled by Kog'Maw. So it's going to be so crucial if they're able to keep Loken alive. This is something that you mentioned back in Champion Select, that there's so little peel for this Kog'Maw. Loken doesn't have the confidence he can step forward and try to go for a fight. And this is where I was questioning JD's composition as a whole, because they needed to be aggressive the entire game. They had to constantly look for these picks early, or they were going to start falling behind, because they cannot keep this Kog'Maw alive long enough in these fights.
Well, you see Invictus, they've made the call. They want to go for this tower, but are going to regret it if they stay for too much longer. The Alistar looking for a flank. Zoom on the Vladimir, looking to get some damage onto Ning. He still has that GA available. They pop back the Braum. The Fisher is going to be popped. Jackie Love uses the Chain of Corruption and finds multiple members. It's going to force the cleanse out of Loken. Jackie Love, he picks up a kill. Lev Mao, he might be the next one to fall. The Boomerang's going to connect in IG. Now chasing down the remaining members of JD Gaming into their base. They take down the 2nd tier top lane tower.
All of that was while the Shy was walking to the fight. IG were baiting them into position. Biaolon had beautiful positioning, going so far forward that he used the fissure literally to zone the members of JD so nobody could step up. You talked about the damage that a Kog'Maw can do. Well, he can't do much if he's not able to move into the fight to begin with. And the IG have realized that, making it so that he literally is not a part of this game.
And that is going to be the first inhibitor taken down by Invictus Gaming at 31 minutes. Now have priority up toward that top lane, and a Baron coming onto the table in about 40 seconds. Going to get that vision down and going to see now how they play around this objective. We get another look at how this flank's turned out.
And it looks like it's going to be a great pick coming in from LV Meow. He thought he had the rotation. Even that damage coming in from Zoom onto Ning looked great. But for whatever reason, they knock in Biaolon. And Biaolon uses that fissure. Like I said, they zone 4 of the members of JD. So Zoom, thinking that he's in a position to be able to fight, has nobody to back him up. So he falls so quickly because of that great chain of corruption that landed onto 3 members to make it so that even with the fissure there, they already had no way of escaping into the fight. No way to go back into IG, who honestly just outplayed JD.
You can see Rookie there. He's looking to try and get a chunk on down, but the Baron has already been started by Jackie Love, Ning, and Baolon. The rest of the team starting to roam on over. Clid to the side. Needs to try and get in here for a possible steal. Baron down to about 2,000 health. The Shy is just looking to try and prevent him from going on in, and Clid, he can't steal it away. Kill goes on over to Ning. Rookie has to be careful, though. That he's going to take on down in the Shy. He already used his ultimate, but JD Gaming, they don't think they can actually take this. Jackie picks up a double kill. Ning is looking to keep on rolling, catches out Loken. Loken, he's got nowhere to run. That's going to be the shutdown coming on through onto the Rek'Sai. It's a 3-for-1, make it a 4-for-1, as Yagao might be the last remaining member of JD Gaming, but the rest of the team are looking to finish off this game up through the top lane. Minions starting to pour on in onto the Nexus Tower. Yagao, he's still stuck in mid lane. He has nowhere to run. You can see on the mini-map, the Shy has stopped him from even attempting to come on back, might even solo kill him, but that doesn't matter. The Nexus is going to be the one to fall as Invictus Gaming take the series 2-0.
And this played out literally how I imagined in my mind. JD go for the early aggression, trying to make sure that they can get the picks, try to get the snowball, but in the end they cannot team fight into IG. There's too much zone control that can be used by Braum, by Zoe, even by Rek'Sai and Gnar, that they can't engage, and there's no way for Kog'Maw to even move forward. The only peel he has is part of their engage with Alistar, who's constantly trying to go for the flanks, go in with the QW combination. But with that, that means that Loken's left out to dry. In fact, I would love to see a damage chart from that last fight to see how little Loken actually did. I think he got maybe 2 or 3 autos in that whole time. And that just showed why this Kog'Maw in that composition was absolutely useless.
You can see Invictus, they are satisfied with themselves. And JD Gaming, they were at the top of the LPL, undefeated 2-0. And now they faced what many could consider a more tougher opponent, and it showed here as Invictus were able to take the series in the first game, about 25 minutes. In that second game wasn't too much longer either. So the question becomes now for JD Gaming, how are they going to be bouncing back here in their next series?
And this is why I said you always have to look at like the third week of any sort of professional play, the competitive scene, in order to get a real idea of where a team is going to fall into the later stretches of the season. Because you can have a great start. You can start off, go 2-0. Hell, you can even go all the way to the third week and be undefeated, but then fall off and have no way of coming back in because the meta shifts, or maybe you just don't have the communication that you wanted, or maybe even your opponent start getting the communication necessary. And we could even see, sorry, I just want to...
Yeah, take a look at that. Take a look at that.
The damage charts. We look at Loken. You would expect him to have literally the most damage out of his entire team, and he's barely above that of Yagao. Even Zoom is kind of close to him. When you're playing Kog'Maw, you want to pretty much be double the second closest person, but he is literally so far behind even Jackie Love that it showed that he had no place in that composition.
Yeah, you can see that. IG, they're going to be satisfied here, taking game 2 in 33 minutes. And unfortunately for tonight, guys, we're going to have to be cutting it short, as this was our only series to be covered. Unfortunately, I know Alex here, Mad Magical, he would like to get some sleep. I would like to respect that. He's got work in the morning. I got school in the morning. But on top of that, we got a telecom war just coming around the corner. So if you guys are interested in seeing some more professional League of Legends, the channel will be, of course, hosting the LCK. You got KT Rolster going against, of course, SKT. And we're going to take a really quick look at our Mercedes man of the match, Balon on the Braum.
Honestly, that Braum play was so good. Like, I don't know if they're going to show some of the replays, but had he not kept Jackie alive in some of those ganks coming in from Clid, this game probably would have gone over to JD. They had the proper aggression, they were going for the proper picks, but the fact that they weren't able to get Jackie Love twice in the early game, making it so that the Kog'Maw couldn't get a little bit ahead in that earlier stretches of the match where he's kind of weaker, really showed that Biaolon deserved that MVP of the match.
He's going to be feeling pretty confident, guys. As always, thank you for tuning on in. If you're interested in seeing the BLG series and OMG series be covered in English, tomorrow we will be covering it over on Chopsty's channel. That is CHHOPSKY. We're going to be doing that around the world in KDA's cast for him, most likely. If you guys want to check out, those guys are also covering some of the other leagues across the world. The CBL LOL they've been doing a lot in America. I know they're going to be doing LMS on a couple of those. And I know they do LPL, but they do LPL as a kind of a rerun. They don't do it live. That's why I like to try and do it live for you guys if possible. But for tonight, we're going to be calling it short as Sin is not available. So thank you guys for tuning on in. We'll see you next time.